Welcome to the Talking the Line podcast, presented to you by Talking the Line Sports Media, giving you our best insights and analysis so you can rake in some cold hard cash on your next sports bet. Now sit on back, open up your mind, and let's cash some tickets. We can't thank you enough for joining us. We hope you enjoy. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and happy Friday, ladies and gentlemen, degenerates and gamblers, far and wide. Welcome in to episode number 167. I do apologize if you're watching on Facebook. It is the incorrect number. It's 167 on this beautiful Friday of bets, also known as, so you don't have to check your calendar, November the 19th of the year 2021. Cannot thank you enough for stopping by. We have the usual absolutely jam-packed Friday show coming your direction here very shortly. But before we get into that show, please take a few moments to smash that subscribe button on whatever platform you are currently ingesting the TTL pod on. Hey, if you're watching on YouTube, hit that notification bell over there as well, so you never miss the start of a live show or any additional content dropping from the crew. But if you are watching on one of our social media platforms, make sure you hit that like or follow button, whichever one you're watching on, so you never miss the start of a show there either, or any additional content. But hey, we care about you guys listening out there too, so if you're listening to the TTL pod, make sure you hit that subscribe button there too if you haven't already, because we do release the audio of every episode after each live show is complete. Next item up on the docket, if you could be so kind while you're hanging out with us here today, go ahead, hit that like button too. Leave us a comment, leave us a rating, jump on over yonder in the live chat. How about this for some production duties for you? Oh yeah, baby. Got anything you want to say? Drop it on down. We'll answer it live here on the show. Hit that share button. Send it on over to your brothers, sisters, friends, enemies, uncles, aunts, neighbors, people who live on the opposite side of the globe from you. It doesn't matter. The TTL pod is for all, first-time gambler to the daily degenerate, and we cannot tell you how much we appreciate it when you guys do all of those things, because it only helps us make TTL Sports Media bigger and better for each and every one of you. Last, certainly not least, before we get on into it, head on over to this episode's description, where you will find the Talking the Line link tree. Within that link tree, you will locate all of the TTL Crew's additional content, all of our social media platforms, and most importantly, the talkingtheline.com website, so you can consume all of our content, nonsense, and more, however and whenever you please. Ladies and gentlemen and beautiful gambling people, joining us on episode number 167, I am your honored, humbled, if you couldn't tell, hyped, and always handicapping host, Colton, Cap'n Colt Sroka, and I can't thank you enough for choosing to stop by on this beautiful Friday of bets. As I already mentioned, hang out with me and my partner, get some picks, get some plays, and dive into a few rabbit holes along the way. I'm not going to hesitate or delay any longer. I got nothing else to say to you guys. Well, I got a lot of stuff to say to you guys, but not without the presence of the man who joins me on this here pod. You know him as the man, the myth, and the degenerate gambling legend, and let's not forget the TTL Crew's resident Southsider and cheesehead himself, Mr. Riley RMags Magnuson. Partner, how you doing over there today, pal?
Looking the wrong way, but I am fantastic, my man. It is Friday. We always say, one of the best days of the week. It's the end of the week for most people, but is it really when you're in our world? Things are just getting rolling. We've got a hell of a show, a hell of a card on this Friday. We've got a hell of a Sunday card coming down the pipe. We got to get ready for Saturday. I'm ready to rock and roll, dude. We are feeling fantastic. I don't know about you, but I'm ready to get this thing rocking and rolling.
I am too. You came in a little laggy, a little weird. Now your lips seem to be matching up with how the voice is flowing. Now you're moving. There you go. Hey, say a little something for me. Oh, yeah, you're back in action now. You're 100%.
I was just messing around with you. I wasn't saying anything at all.
I know you weren't, but I just wanted to make sure.
Okay.
Yeah, just a touch. But hey, it's Friday. I'm slap happy. I'm wild. I got 6 picks coming live at you guys today. Partner's got 2 coming at you today. We got the Primetime Parlay coming at you. We got no money line dice roll, but we do have, because we take more time, Week 11 NFL best bets coming your way as well. We knock all of those out. Then we got plenty of other rabbit holes. RMags Sidebar, a little bit of nonsense, maybe some leans, maybe some stuff. We'll see, time permitting, what all goes on in the second half of the show, but also got some motivation minutes, and as I have promised, my friends, going to go ahead and dish out another John Wooden quote. Just like I said, start the week with one. We'll be ending the week with one as well. Partner, outside of that, before we get into the show, that's kind of how it's going to look today. We'll recap yesterday's best bets here in just a second, but what's going on, my man? How you doing?
I'm doing fantastic, my man. I mean, it's not an official suspension for the old Moneyline Dice, but almost a deserved day off after probably the worst week that they have ever potentially had on our show in any capacity. It was an absolute beating, which
good.
I guess, if we have to sacrifice the dice for you and I to kind of go to the moon as we have done this week, I guess I'll accept it, but we got something to figure out with these damn dice, dude.
We definitely do. What we don't need to figure out or have anything to figure out, well, of course, we're always trying to improve the process, but don't let the kids get hot now. Watch out. I'm telling you, we are a full transparency show, and sometimes you're going to have to bear with us with the losers and sometimes with the winners. More often than not, baby, you are going to see winners, especially during this time of the year. So recapped right now for you all of the TTL Crew's best bets from yesterday. I went 2-1. It's official. The Ohio State Buckeyes are dead. They are dead. Completely dead. RMags, hot as all fuck, my guy. And you took a beating on Twitter yesterday for taking the Patriots -6.5. And look at you coming out sweat-free on a Thursday night, 2-0. And Boston U, the Terriers, were biting, my friend, if I do say so myself. How's it feel to be on the sweep train for 2 days in a row? 5-0 day, back to 5-0 for the last 2 days. I go 5-1. How about that for the crew, my friends?
I mean, I feel like I feel like a lot of people deserve or owe me some apologies because I was getting laughed at for my Patriots pick, And I'm not even saying about you because you ended up backing me. You honestly kind of gave me a midday, like kind of pulled back what you were saying. But there was a lot of people literally laughing at me. And I said, hey, I'm not calling it a lock, but this Patriots defense is no joke. And man, I don't know. That might have been one of the best defensive performances from any team that we've seen all season.
Yeah, I would definitely agree with you, man. I ended up getting on the train with you, and yeah, I don't know. I'm not going to say any names, but I think you do need just a couple apologies there. But hey, whatever. I got in the boat with you, so none owed from this side of the screen. Moneyline dice, you mentioned it, dude. Cold as all cold. They missed the Spurs plus 2.5 and the over. That was absolutely ludicrous. So good thing they got a couple of days off, get reset, refreshed. I think they had been smoking a little too much pot this week is what happened.
Oh, yeah?
They got into the CBD. They told me they had really started liking the CBD.
Yeah,
and they did. I think what was happening is before they were coming on the show, they were getting a little too friendly with the old water pipe, and I just think that things were crossed. Things weren't happening right for the dice, and I think they're going to come back next week ready to rock and roll, if I do say so myself. If I know the dice. They do rest here on set with me, so I think I know a thing or two about the old dice. Other than that, didn't hit the parlay pop-off. We're going to move right along, but my friends, I am ready to get a special play to the window. Unlike anything else, I can't even tell you guys how much I'm ready to get one, but I will tell you what, we got a hell of a one cooked up here today. But for now, that's all of the TTL Crew's best bets of yesterday recapped. My guy Colin in the chat, what's up, brother? Same with Mags over there. Yeah, Ohio State, absolute garbage. Yep. Garbage for the time being. We're gonna stay away from them for a little while. They are in the no bet category from me, if I do say so myself. All right. Told you guys what's coming on today's show. I don't need to rehash that. I do have a little bit of cottonmouth today, though.
Oh, okay.
May or may not have been enjoying the CBD myself, but hey, either way, neither here nor there. Who's to say? What do I know? All I know is that we got a loaded show coming, and I think it's about time we get that show underway, unless you got anything else you need to say.
No, sir.
Okay. Well, then without further ado, we'll save it for the second half of the show, and right now, stop all the gossip, quit all the banter, stop the drama that you could go to every other sports media outlet and get. You come to the TTL pod for the stone cold locks, picks, insights, analysis, rabbit holes, but most importantly, running tickets to the window with the TTL crew all day and night long. So without further ado, my friends, it is time to get into the first segment of the day. That is what has most famously, now infamously, been called RMags Best Bets of the Day, and what now has become a tried and true tradition of getting this here podcast steaming on down the tracks. To me, to you over there, my friend, and all of you beautiful people sipping the black elixir of the gods on this wonderful Friday of bets, take your sip, and once you do, hey, partner over there, my friend, you have the floor.
I appreciate you, my man. I'll let you get your... I'll let you get that out of the way.
Let's do it.
All right, my man. So before I kick things off, I feel like I might be in line after tonight for a potential key to the fine city of Boston, Massachusetts. Excuse me.
So you're going. You're becoming an honorable masshole.
That's what I'm kind of saying here, and I promise it is all by coincidence. I did not cook this up in my head that I was going to do this intentionally. Took the Patriots yesterday, took Boston U yesterday. I'm on the Boston Celtics tonight, my friends.
Oh my. Dare I say you are trying to gain some redemption from our good friend Matt Peralt? Dare I say? Who knows?
It's all by coincidence. It's all by coincidence, I promise.
Okay.
I promise.
Okay.
So,
what a coinky dink. Let us have it.
Third play in a row from the fine city of, or fine region at least, of Boston. Obviously, the Patriots play over in Foxborough. Close enough. Anyways.
Wouldn't have said that. Keep going.
Anyways. Boston Celtics. I got them at -1.5. It is climbing up to -2.5. I would take this one up to -3. This one's been jumping around all morning. There are some injury questions on this one, and the way this line movement is going, and it has me kind of assuming at least one of two things, if not both here. So LeBron James is questionable for the Lakers. It's Celtics versus the Lakers. I didn't mention that, but LeBron is questionable tonight, and so is Jaylen Brown. Now, I have to imagine that either LeBron James isn't playing and this line is moving up, and or Jaylen Brown is playing and it also is moving up. If LeBron is playing, regardless of what Jaylen Brown does, I don't think this line would have done this. I was seeing, he's kind of on the fence, 50-52 return. And maybe he's not 50%. I have to imagine he's close to 100%. But if he isn't 110% in, he's ready to go in November of a regular season game. I don't care who they're playing. I don't care what their rivalry is in this one. It's a non-conference opponent. There's no reason to rush LeBron into a Friday night game in November against the Boston Celtics. So I don't think he's going to be in tonight. Even if he was, maybe I'll eat my words. Even if he was, I would still like the Celtics. But I have to imagine he's going to be out in this one. Like I said, Jaylen Brown could be in. Obviously, if he's in, that helps. But I honestly, I'm thinking the same thing for him. If he's not 100%, he's going. But one thing that I'm looking at beyond all of that, the Celtics offense hasn't been great these past few days, but they have been playing some really, really good defenses. You look at their box scores, you say, Riley, they struggled against the Cleveland Cavaliers. Man, those Cleveland Cavaliers, at least on the defensive end, they have been playing as well defensively as anybody. If it wasn't for like a 5 to 10 minute stretch last night,
agreed.
The Cleveland of Steph Curry, MVP Steph Curry going absolutely nuclear, they would have beaten the Golden State Warriors, one of the hottest teams in the world.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at that to where the Celtics aren't going to have those type of defensive matchups tonight, even if LeBron is back. But again, I don't expect that. If he's out, this Lakers team without him, I believe the last 8, they are 3-5 straight up. They're starting to play a little bit better, but in large part they aren't that team right now, especially defensively. They have struggles on offense. So I'm really trusting this Celtics team to take care of business. Last thing on this one, Celtics 5-0 ATS last 5 meetings between these two teams. I believe that's 3-2 straight up. They have the 2 losses were some really slim losses, but without LeBron James, give me the Celtics minus. I got them at -1.5, but I like them up to -3. Wouldn't go past that. So give me the Celtics all night long tonight, partner. Are you with me on this one or not?
150%. Told you all for the show. This was one of the ones that I had as a lane. Couldn't get all the way. Well, I pretty much was all the way in the boat. I just got 6 fucking college basketball plays to dish out, and I didn't want to get any more riskier than that because I really, really like them, and I didn't want to piss off the betting gods. So, yes, my friend, I agree with you 150%, and I think you guys out there should too. Let me do a little bit of this action. You guys out there should too. Hammer in RMags' first best bet of the day, the Boston Celtics, -1.5, or wherever you're finding it. Limit yourself to about -3 Mags is comfortable with. Partner, if you could be so kind as to keep the proverbial podcast train steaming on down the tracks with your second best bet of the day.
All right, my man. Well, you pointed the wrong way there because you flipped us on the screen there. But,
fuck, over there. I totally forgot.
You've got us covered with all bits and pieces of college basketball action today. I obviously started us off with NBA. Dipping my toes on my other number 2 best bet of the day on college football tonight. Air Force and Nevada. I am taking the Air Force Falcons money line. Last I checked, it was at a pick'em, -110 both ways. So I love Air Force money line to take care of business tonight. This Air Force run game is the best unit in this game by far. They are the number 1 yards per game in the entire country on the ground. And this Nevada run defense isn't terrible by any means, but they're nothing special, and they're not going to be able to limit this Air Force run attack. Nevada's pass offense is actually their greatest strength. However, this Air Force defense is really, really good, top to bottom, top 15 in the country in total yards, pass yards, rush yards, and points. A fantastic defense, especially at the level that they're playing at, level of competition that they're playing at.
Yep.
And Nevada's no different here.
Yep.
I expect Air Force to have full control of this game from start to finish. May not be a blowout, but at least if you're watching the game, it'll be, kind of how that game last night was, in my opinion. Not in a total defensive domination. I'm talking about the NFL game last night. It's going to be a little bit like that, maybe a little bit closer, and then obviously not the shenanigans that happened in the last 5 minutes of the game where it ended up being 25-0. I kind of put this 17-13. It's going to be a real grimy, grinded out game. Nevada's not going to be able to pass like they're accustomed to. And Air Force is going to hold them down and get this win in a close on the box score, but really not that close if you're actually watching it from an eye test perspective. So give me the money line. Once again, I don't know if this has moved at all, but either way, it's not going to go past 2.5 or anything like that. So take the money line, take the spread. If they get up to -1, +1, doesn't matter. Give me the Falcons all night long. Once again, partner.
All night long. Oh, not.
Oh, not.
Air Force plus 1.5, plus 2.5, minus 1.5, wherever the hell it goes. That was we talked pre-show on one of my leans as well. I wanted to make sure I wasn't speaking out of my ass, but yes, sir, it certainly was, and I'm helping you row that boat gently down the stream as well, my friend. So hop in with us, my friends. The Air Force Falcons college football play tonight, not college basketball. I know there's so much action going on the money line per RMags. My friend, only 2 coming from you today.
Most correctly.
Okay.
Well, weird way to say that, but yes.
Hey, I kind of teed it up a little weird. But hey, shout out Jeff Dawson. Appreciate you, my man. Can't wait to see you on our other show, Wise Words. Maybe you guys just got a little guest hint there, but who knows? Who knows? Hey, maybe you'll have to wait and see. Who am I? What do I know? Outside of that, partner, you got anything else you need to lay out, lay down, deliberate about, anything in between?
No, sir. I'm sure if I see any injury news on that first NBA plays, I'll probably do a little outburst in the middle of the show. But other than that, I got nothing else to dish out.
Sounds like a plan, my friend. Well, let's keep the show moving. Second segment of the day, my best bets of the day. Told you I got 6 coming at you. I'm really damn confident in all of these. I'm going to keep it moving, keep it grooving, not to spend a whole bunch of time on each one of them. But I really think I found 6 plays that the lines are either completely wrong or some of them are extremely undervalued and they're right where they need to be. Partner, there was one that I wanted to tell you about. I'll tell you about it when we get there, but one that I was going bananas about off the show has already dropped 3.5 points from open. A lot of these have started to move, my friends, so Rip out your sports books. Get ready to hammer them the fuck in. Without further ado, first best bet of the day, coming from me, going to, hold on, need a little sippy sip here.
Gotta get yourself.
All right, here we go. UMass Minutemen versus the UNC Greensboro UNCG Spartans. I'm taking the Spartans +3, +3.5, wherever. This might drop down back to 2.5. I don't care. I love the Spartans. I put them actually as the favorites in this game, -2.5, maybe even -3. They're my SoCon darlings. You know it. Partner knows it. I love the Spartans. But that's not the only reason why I'm making this play. They're 4-0 straight up this year, 1-3 ATS. Oh my gosh, we have to take UMass. They're so hot. They're favored. They're actually at home. Oh, no. This is a neutral site game, my friends. And I'm going to redirect you back to that 1-3 ATS because the Spartans have failed to cover -10, -17.5, and -7.5. They're still 4-0 straight up, mind you, with a +6.5 cover, and they won that game outright. I love them to win outright today as dogs, but we will gladly take the points. Keys in this game, before I get into the trends, rebounding. UNCG 40th in offensive rebounding percent, 57th in opponent offensive rebounding percent per KenPom. UMass 196th in offensive rebounding percent, 221st in opponent offensive rebounding percent. I think the Spartans clean up the glass on both ends of the court all night long. Tempo, my friends. UMass is going to be a little bit of a speedy team, but I think UNCG slows them way down. UMass 154th in the nation in tempo, so not blowing the doors off of teams, but UNCG 351st. So I think they're going to grind it out nice and easy, and I think their defense helps them win this game, if not just keep it within the point spread. 38th in points per game allowed, 12th in field goal percent allowed, and 17th in three-point field goal percent allowed. Last but certainly not least, you know I love free throws this time of the year. UNCG 68.3% from the charity stripe right now, so not great, but UMass 63.4% from the charity stripe. Every little point matters, every little stat matters this time of the year. But if you don't believe me, believe the trends. UMass 4-9 ATS last 13. You better get familiar because you're going to hear them a lot today. Friday games. UMass 1-4 ATS last 5 neutral site games. UNCG 9-1-1 last 11 ATS on Friday. I'll say that again. 9-1-1 ATS last 11 Friday games. UNCG 8-2 ATS last 10 following an ATS loss. And UNCG 5-2-1 ATS last 8 as a neutral site dog. Give me the Spartans with confidence. +3, +3.5, whatever number you want. They should be favored for my first best bet of the day. What's up, partner?
I'll be on this one most definitely with you. I love this one. This is my favorite of your 6, actually,
Let's go.
I could say so myself.
Let's go.
So I'll let you keep going, but I got this one locked in already.
Okay. Now, this next one is the one that I was just telling you dropped 3.5 points from open. 3 points right now. I think it's going to get 3.5 on some books. Going to the matchup between the Liberty Flames, Iona Gales. Iona Gales down to +1 on some books right now. I saw them +4.5 this morning, kept them in my bet slip, locked them in at +3 at plus money, +100. I love that. Goodness gracious, excuse me, got the coffee burps. Pardon me. See, I'm just a real human being out here. So I got the Gales at +3. I saw it drop down, and I think they should be favored in this matchup. Liberty is actually 1-2 straight up, 0-2 ATS. Iona 3-0 straight up, 2-1 ATS. You gotta take the points with the better team in Iona. Couple of keys for you here as to why I think this falls in favor of Iona and why Rick Pitino's boys should be favored in this one. Tempo, Liberty, 335th in the nation. They run very slow. Iona, 85th in the nation. I know I just talked about UNCG really slowing down UMass in that game because of the split. You see kind of a similar split here, but not really. Anytime a college basketball team is inside the top 100 going against a team outside the top 300 in tempo, that's going to be a boat race, my friends. And I think that's exactly what Pitino's boys do here today. I believe he is going to have them ready to rock and roll. They've been scoring a lot of points, but their stats aren't the best. Field goal percent, 3-point percent. I think we turned that around. I think we had a couple of days of practice. The boys ran hard. The boys did their thing, and I think they come out here firing on all cylinders. Last but not least, free throws again, my friends. I know it's crazy, but you got to look at it this time of the year. Iona, 69.2% from the free throw stripe, and Liberty, 63.3% from the stripe. Ooh, baby, give me the Gales, +3, +1. If it flips all the way to -2.5, my friends, I am fine with that. That is why I put this game. You don't believe me, believe the trends. Liberty, 2-5 ATS. I told you were going to hear them. Last 7 Friday games, 1-4 ATS, last 5 overall. Iona, 6-0-1 ATS, last 7 neutral site games. 6-1-1 ATS, last 8 following a straight-up win. And 15-5-3 ATS, last 23 games played on the day that starts with F and ends with Y, Friday. Give me the Iona Gales, +3, +1. Up to -2.5. The books messed up on this one, my friends, for my second best bet of the day.
I love it, man. I am also locked in with you at +3, no doubt about it. I mean, we talked about it. I can't remember if that was earlier in the week or if that was last week. Whenever you see Iona -5 or higher, take that with a grain of salt.
Easy.
In these spots like this, give it to us all day long.
Just reel it in fast as you can, as you can. All right, third best bet of the day, my friends. Here we go. Keeping it moving, keeping it grooving. This one I absolutely love. Going to the matchup between the Eastern Washington University Eagles going against the Cal State Northridge Matadors. I'm taking the Matadors, +2, +1.5. Again, I think a team that is very, 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 very undervalued, and I think they should be at -2.5. You say, Colt, how the hell do you know this? I say, my friends, I'm the mid-major king. I watch these games with a fucking passion. I love them. What do I know about the Matadors? Not a whole lot, because they haven't played a whole lot yet this season, but I know that they should be favored in this game because it is their home opener, my friends, and there is no way that Eastern Washington, being 0-2 straight up this year on the road, should be favored in a spot where they are going to a home opener. They are not the team that's going to win this game. My friends, take all of the points. If you want maybe a little money line sprinkle, but I am comfortable with the points, +2, +1.5. A couple of key reasons as to why I like this is the experience and bench, my friends. Cal State Northridge, 80th in experience, 65th in bench. You compare that to Eastern Washington, 288th in experience and 318th in bench. So you just look at that, and Northridge has much more depth, and they have a lot of guys who've been here before. So if that doesn't make you want to fade them right off the bat, them being the Eagles, let me tell you a little bit more. How about the old free throw department? Might not be a big discrepancy, but every little number matters in college basketball. Northridge, 73.3% from the stripe. Eastern Washington, 71.3% from the stripe. You're going to give me a +2, a +1, where I think they win this by 3, by 2, by 3. I think it's going to be a back-and-forth game, but Northridge is going to take it outright. I love them, and I think it comes down to those exact things, the depth, them being fresher in key moments of the game, and being able to knock down the free throws and bury Eastern Washington when they need to. You don't believe me? Believe the trends, my friends. Eastern Washington, 1-4 ATS, last 5 after scoring 90-plus in their previous game. Letdown team. Northridge, 4-1 ATS, last 4 as a dog. I'll call them CSN, 4-0 ATS, last 4 as a home dog. CSN, 6-1 ATS, last 7, following a straight-up loss, and they're 3-1 ATS the last 4 meetings with Eastern Washington. And the home team in the last 5 meetings between these two teams, 4-1 ATS. Give me all of the Cal State Northridge Matadors. They're going to be one of my darlings from time to time. Very select few spots you can play them, and a home opener is one of them. My third best bet of the day. Hammer it in.
Nice. I love it, my man. We got a little comment about your one of your last picks, UNCG. UNCG is up to plus 4.5 on DK, and I believe on FanDuel as well, maybe plus 4.
I wonder why that is moving so high. That's very interesting. I don't think I'm too worried about that, honestly. Let me go back in here. Did you have anything you were thinking on there?
No, I don't know. I'm a little confused as well.
Yeah.
Maybe a little concerning, but
what I think it is I think the books messed this lineup bad, like really, 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 really bad, and they're trying to move it all over hell as much as they can to get people to hammer in UMass, because they were getting killed all morning. They had sharp money coming in when I looked at it at 6 o'clock this morning, and then all of a sudden UMass flipped, or they started getting points, like they were going to be more of a favorite without getting any money, and then all of a sudden they came a sharp side out of nowhere. And now UNCG's kind of a public side, but I just don't buy it. I think this is flipping all over the place. I really love them at plus 4.5. I would be okay with it, honestly. I think they're just a way better team. I mean, everything I dished out, I just think they're the way better team. And UMass not good in neutral sites. If this was in UMass, I think that's why it's happening too, is that on a lot of books, they're making it look like they're the home team. And they're really not the home team. This is a neutral site game. So I'm sticking with it. I absolutely love it. I would take it at 4.5. I might even buy back in at 4.5. I'm not afraid of that whatsoever. So yeah, and I even think that maybe it might drop back down to 3. Who knows?
That's fair. Yeah,
it might drop back down.
I'll be honest, it's got me slightly concerned, but I 100% agree with whatever you just said. I'm still rocking with it.
Yeah, there's one. DraftKings is the only one that's up to 4.5 across the market. It's right around 4, so I definitely see it dropping back down to 3.5. So
okay.
I'm not worried about it whatsoever. All right, here we go. Thanks for bringing that to my attention. Glad I could take a look at that. All right, so my fourth best bet of the day, going to the matchup between the Northeastern Huskies and the Duquesne Dukes. I am leaning very heavily and hammering in the Duquesne Dukes -1, my friends. It opened at plus 1.5. It flipped. It might be up to -1.5. I wouldn't even be surprised to see it steam up to -2.5 or even -3.5. Did it drop down?
I could be wrong, but it looks like it's right around a pick'em now.
Okay, so yeah, either way, if you want to take the money line, I think they win this by way more than -1 or +1. I think this is...
I'm sorry. I must have locked it in for a second somewhere. I don't know. I think it's jumping around all over the place. It looks like -1.5 on FanDuel.
Yeah, it's all over the place. Either way, take the Duquesne Dukes, -1. It doesn't matter. Either way, I put this closer to -2.5, even -3.5 in some spots. A couple of key reasons as to why I think this is tempo. They're going to be able to get out and run a few more times than Northeastern will be able to. Northeastern, 327th in the nation in tempo compared to Duquesne, 268th. I know that doesn't seem crazy, but it's definitely a big discrepancy between outside of the top 300 and at least inside the top 275, somewhere in that ballpark. So I like the Dukes to get out and run any opportunity they can, at least a little bit more than Northeastern. Depth really does it for me too. Duquesne, again, not blowing the doors off, but 188th in depth, as well as Northeastern being 286th. So I think that really plays a big factor here. And then last but not least, Duquesne just shoots a little bit better from the free throw line, and I think that's what really does this. Duquesne, 70.8% from the stripe. Northeastern, 68.8% from the free throw stripe. If you don't believe me, believe the trends. Duquesne Dukes, 5-2 ATS last 7 as a favorite, 9-4 ATS last 13 overall. Northeastern 1-4-1 ATS last 6 Friday games, 0-3-1 ATS last 4 as a dog, and Northeastern, my favorite, 1-10 ATS last 11 as a neutral site underdog. Give me all of the Duquesne Dukes -1.
I like it, my man. I think this is another case where, people might just be looking or overlooking the fact that the Duquesne Dukes are in a conference that is much better than what Northeastern is in, and that's going to it has people thinking that they're a lot closer than they really are, and I don't think that's the case.
Absolutely. So there you go. First four. We'll get into number 5 here in just uno segundo. I am just absolutely so baffled by that UNCG movement. Like, I cannot believe it. Like, they should be favored in that game. That makes no earthly sense to me. But whatever. No big deal. Well, I think the books are going to be really sorry about doing that.
Yeah.
Either way, there you go.
So if I can help you a tiny bit, I mean, typically whenever the Action App indicators, whenever that type of movement, they say like, oh, there's indicators for UMass. Not the case here. Still on UCG.
Yeah, it just doesn't make any sense. Either way, there you go. There you have it. All right, 5th best bet coming from me. Going to the matchup between the Stetson Hatters and the Lamar Cardinals, and I am taking my friends, the Lamar Cardinals. +1, might have flipped, might have moved all over the place. I don't care. I would take it all the way to -2.5. Not afraid of it whatsoever, and because of some key reasons. Lamar is 1-0 straight up at home so far this year. Stetson's 0-2 straight up on the road, so I think Lamar be in front of their home fans, even though it's minimal, they still have a decent home court advantage, not blowing the doors off, but inside the top 150, I think them fans are going to be a little bit loud. It's actually 134th in the nation, so they get a little bit of a bump from them, and I don't think Stetson should be favored or they're going to win this game. I think it becomes 0-3 straight up on the road for the Hatters tonight. Got a couple of key trends and key things as to why I believe this, and it comes down to tempo. For one of them, Lamar 131st in the nation in tempo compared to Stetson 211th in the nation, and it also comes down to offense for me. Lamar is just far and above the better team than the Hatters. 45.6% from the field, 38.1% from behind the three-point arc, and they are averaging 69.3 points per game. Compare that to Stetson, that's 40.1% field goal percent, 29.1 three-point field goal percent, and 63.7 points per game on average. Just the better team Lamar is, and I think they should be favored, and again, probably closer to -2.5, even -3 I would be comfortable with taking in this spot. You don't believe me? Believe the trends, my friends. Lamar, 4-0 ATS last 4 versus a team with a losing straight-up record. 5-0 ATS last 5 home games. 6-1 ATS last 7 following an ATS win. 8-2 ATS last 10 overall. And Stetson, 4-5 ATS last 10. How does 4 and 5 equal 10? Well, there was one where they didn't even have a spread, and they almost lost that game, my friends. There's no way you should back Stetson in this spot. I know it's a low-key mid-major, but I think Lamar is severely undervalued. Give me Lamar Cardinals, +1.5, 5th best bet of the day.
I like it, my man. I'm trusting you on this one. This is the one of your 6 that I know the least about these teams, so I'm just putting my trust in you on this one.
All right, rock and roll. There you go. There you have it. Last but certainly not least, my final one, going to the Southern U Jags, +7.5 versus the South Dakota Coyotes. Taking the Southern U Jags, +7.5 for my last best bet of the day. I absolutely love this play, and if you've been tuning in since college basketball started, you might remember that I told you to play the Air Force Falcons against South Dakota, at +7.5. I think this is almost the exact same spread, exact same deal. We're going to see almost the exact same game here, and I think Southern might even win it outright. Don't quote me to that, but I do think it could happen. Key reasons as to why I believe that is turnovers, my friends. Southern University, confuse yourself there, Southern and South Dakota. Southern universities who were taken, they live and die by the turnover. They are 257th on offense, so not great, but I think we see improvement on that. But they're 37th on defense when it comes to turnovers per KenPom. So they are absolutely aggressive, and I think they force this South Dakota team into a lot of turnovers because they're 255th on offense and only 134th on defense. So they haven't played great, excellent, wonderful opponents, and they're still only 134th. So I think we see that be a factor from Southern, as well as their offense. They are just far and above better than South Dakota. I don't understand why they're 7.5-point dogs. 40.1 field goal percent from Southern, 35.6 three-point field goal percent. That's going up against a South Dakota defense that's allowing 50% from the field and 40.4% from behind the three-point arc. Then you compare that to South Dakota offensively, only shooting 33.6% from the floor, 28.6% from behind the three-point arc, and that is going up against a Southern defense that is 47.2, allowing field goal percent and only 30% from behind the three-point arc. Tempo is also what is going to rule this game, my friends. Southern you wouldn't believe it. I got to tell you, 27th in the nation in tempo, going up against South Dakota. That's 119th in the nation. I think Southern boat races them at any opportunity they can. You don't believe me with the key things I think this game is going to come down to. Believe my last trends for my picks today. Southern, 4-1 ATS. Last 5 Friday games, 9-19 ATS. No, this is South Dakota. 9-19 ATS. Last 28 versus a team with a winning percent below 400. South Dakota, 7-15-1 ATS. Last 23 Friday games. 2-5 ATS. Last 7 following a straight-up loss. 0-5 ATS following a straight-up loss of 20-plus points. And they are 2-5 ATS their last 7 home games. Give me all of the Southern U Jaguars plus 7.5, and maybe by the time this game tips off, I might be crazy enough to sprinkle on the money line for my final best bet of the day.
I like it, my man. Like I said, I'm riding on everything in this one. Next time around, if either of us have a Southern South Dakota type thing, we'll just say Lower Dakota, make it easier on ourselves, or Upper Dakota. How about that?
That might be the right way to do it, my friends, because I was all bad because I got SOUT. I got SOUT written down here on for the trends, and then SDAK. So it's all bass backwards. I'm like South and Sac, and then, yeah. So there you go. There you have it. My 6 best bets of the day. So we'll keep this bad boy steaming because you know these typically get a little bit longer on the old Friday shows. So, good sir, let's move into today's special play of the day, the Primetime Parlay. Now, I need to yield back for a minute, catch my breath. I've been yapping way too damn much over here. The people need to hear from you, my friend. So if you could be so kind as to indulge them as to what today's Primetime Parlay is, the 3-legger paying out at over 6-1 odds. What are the 3 legs on that bad boy, my friend?
Alrighty, so we've got 1 leg from 3 different leagues tonight. We've got one, I'll kick it off with the college football one. We've got Arizona at Washington State. A lot of points happening in this one as far as the spread is concerned, not on the scoreboard of what we're going to see, I don't think. But Washington State is favored by 15 against the Arizona Wildcats. And don't be fooled by Arizona's 1-9 straight-up record. They're not a great football team, but they're not as bad as that record would tell you, and they're not as bad as a 15-point spread would tell you. We're taking the Cats to handle that 15-point spread and hang in there with these Washington State Cougars. I mentioned to you, partner, if this game was earlier on in the year, probably would lay those points with Washington State or just stay away altogether. But the Wildcats are playing much better football, at least hanging with teams. And Washington State does not deserve to be favored by this many points. They have been covering quite a bit in this college football season, but they cover when they are underdogs. They are rarely favored, and I do not see any reason why they should be 15. So we like the Cats to take care of the 15-point spread.
Let's
First
go.
leg. Anything to add on that one?
Nope, I absolutely love that. Actually, maybe just a couple of key trends. You know me, I got it.
Go
for it. The Wildcats, the AZ Wildcats. They are 4-0 ATS last 4 overall, 4-0 ATS last 4 as a dog, 4-0 ATS last 4 conference games, and 12-5 ATS last 17 Friday games. Partner, what's the second leg? Wait. Also, the Washington State Cougars, 3-8 ATS last 11 as a favorite, and 1-4 ATS last 5 Friday games. Get the hell out of here with 15 points. Give me the Cats 2 plus 15. Now, partner, what's the second leg?
All right, second leg is my favorite of the 3 legs to handle business. It is the under in the NBA matchup between the Pacers and the Hornets. 214.5, wherever you're seeing it. We like it either way. This one opened up, I believe, yesterday at some point at 218 and is quickly shot down. When you think of the Hornets, you're thinking of an offensive team. Lately, they've been winning straight up, playing well on the defensive end. Their offense hasn't been firing on all cylinders, and this Pacers team plays really solid defense. They haven't been playing great as far as straight-up wins are concerned, but their scores are staying really low because of their defense and because of their lack of offense. And I don't think you have to worry about the Hornets' offense too much. I'm actually interested, side note, in the Pacers +2, which makes me love the under even more. I think this one stays way under. These Hornets, I believe it's at least 4 straight they've gone to the under. The totals have been higher. Now they've dropped it down quite a bit. But their scores have actually been surprisingly really low. Each team in their previous game, they won 97-87 over the Wizards. What you would expect to be an absurdly high-scoring matchup between the Warriors, 106-102. These games are staying a lot lower than you would expect, and I think we're going to see that again tonight. Anything to add on that one, partner?
100%. Under 5-0, Pacers last 5 as a dog and as a road dog. 7-0 is the under in their last 7 road games and 6-1 in their last 7 Friday games. Not to mention Charlotte, 4-0 to the under, last 4 overall. 9-2 to the under, their last 11 as a home favorite. And they are 23-11 to the under the last 34 games, playing on 1 day rest, my friend. So I think this one goes well under 214 or 214.5. You mentioned it, already dropping a bunch of points from open. So I think this is going to be one hell of a bet here that is definitely going to help us cash the old primetime parlay. Last but certainly not least, what's the third and final leg on this bad boy?
Third and final leg. I know you. What's that?
And I'll help you on this one, though, too.
Oh, I know you can help me out on this one, partner. So this is a mid-major matchup in college basketball. I am in love with this team right now, a team that you will most likely know of rather quickly here in the mid-major landscape of college basketball. Cal State Fullerton at San Diego Toreros. We are taking San Diego -6.5. This San Diego team is really, really good. That is more than deserved to be laying 6.5, and they are going to slam through that number, no doubt about it. They are, I believe, 3-1 straight up. Their only loss was to California Golden Bears, Pac-12, big boy. Other than that, they have been smashing some other really, really solid mid-major teams, and I think that continues again tonight. Nah, I don't think Cal State Fullerton is a very good mid-major team. I don't know if you agree with me on that one or not, partner, but I don't think they're going to have any success tonight at all against the Toreros, and I think we're going to smash through this one without any concern at all.
I think so myself, too. Yeah, Cal State Fullerton, really not worth a hot damn when it comes about just anything. 0-4, 0-4-1 ATS last 5 road games, 0-3-1 ATS last 4 as a road dog, 1-5 ATS last 6 following an ATS win, so they go up and then fall off the cliff really fast. 5-14-1 ATS last 20 Friday games. The Toreros quickly becoming my new mid-major darling. 3-0-1 ATS last 4 games as a favorite, and 4-1-1 ATS last 6 Friday games. Give me the Toreros as our third and final leg on there. -6. I'd honestly be comfortable with that one up to -7.5. I think I'd be all right with a whole nother point on that one. I think they absolutely destroy Fullerton in this matchup. So there you go. There you have it. Our primetime parlay. 3 legs. One more time. Arizona Wildcats, +15. San Diego Toreros, -6.5. And the under, 214 in the Indiana Pacers versus the Charlotte Hornets game tonight. Parlay them up, 3 legs, +611 odds last time we looked. Let's get a special play to the doggone pay window, my friend.
I feel good about it. I haven't felt this good all week about one of these, even though I have felt good. I'm that's how highly I am feeling about this damn leg.
Me too.
Or this damn special play, dude. I am feeling fantastic about it.
Me too. I agree. I think we're in the right spot on all 3 of these, and if it doesn't make it to the pay window, we got to do some discussing. Maybe we got to change up some names of the special plays. What the fuck we're doing? I don't know. Because this is ridiculous.
Guessing, who knows?
Keep the body guessing. Absolutely. Hey, there you go. Keep the fucking body guessing. I love it, Mags. All right. There you go. There you have it. Now, you know every Friday show we got NFL picks to dish out to. Holy shit. So we've already talked a good amount of time here, about 50 minutes. Let's recap all of today's best bets of the day, so you guys can get those hammered in case you missed anything on that end. And I will go through and as well tell you guys where I'm comfortable with. I'm honestly comfortable with line movements on every single one of my plays. I think that it's actually pretty much all of them are moving in the right direction except UNCG. I think UNCG is a little bit just goofy movement. I really don't know. I was trying to look at some different things as it was going on, and I just couldn't see where it was moving and why.
Well, if I could add, I mean, it seems like maybe they're trying to kind of trick you on that because all week long that type of movement has been a really solid indicator. If they did that every single time, it would be a lot easier to do this thing. So I have to imagine. I think it is just a trick type line movement.
I think it's a setup.
And because they're not getting, if they get this one wrong or if, they do that line movement and UNCG is still got all the money, it's not like they're going to get, oh, man, we really had a rough day. UNCG took all our money. It's not like that on that one.
No. So 100%. I'm glad that's how you put that because I 150% agree. Even though I got this at +3, I would take it down to +2, +1.5. I wouldn't be surprised by game time. We might see this bad boy drop down. So this one might actually be an earlier one on the slate. I'm actually I'm not 150% sure. Let me be sure I look and tell you guys. Make sure you get all this shit. Yeah, it's 2 o'clock start, so make sure you get that bad boy hammered in. I got some early games here. We got some early sweats going on. So without further ado, pull out your sports books, rip out whatever one is your favorite. Get out your pencils in case of any mistakes and a good old-fashioned piece of papel. And let's recap all of today's best bets of the day coming from the TTL crew for this gorgeous Friday of bets. I suppose it would help if I would have shared the screen first, but now we are live in prime time. Today's best bets of the day. Please kindly turn your attention to the top left of the screen. Directly above us, you see RMags picks. He's got 2 coming at you today. Seems like forever ago that we talked about him. NBA play, he's taking the Boston Celtics -1.5, and college football, he's taking the Air Force Falcons money line. Turn your attention to the right side of the screen. Opposite side of that, my best bets of the day. I'm taking the UNC Greensboro Spartans. Comfortable with the line movement. I think it comes back down closer to 3. I think they should be favored. Love the Iona Gales +3. Cal State Northridge +2. Duquesne Dukes -1. Lamar Cardinals +1. And the Southern Jaguars +7.5. Love absolutely every single one of those, any type of line movement that they do, because I believe all of them should be favored by at least 1.5 points, if not 2.5 points. Turn your attention back above us. The Primetime Parlay. 3 legs primed for ticket cash-in. Lock in right now for over 6-1 odds. The San Diego Toreros -6.5. The Arizona Wildcats college football +15. And NBA leg, the Indiana Pacers versus the Charlotte Hornets under 214. I think we got 6, 7, 8, and 9 plays ready to make it to the damn pay window. But before we can do that tonight, please, my friends, join us in the trenches. Get ready for some good old-fashioned book bankrupting. And lock them in, hammer them home, sprinkle a little bit of dough down, whatever you need to say. Just make sure you get today's TTL Crew best bets of the day in that are once again primed for ticket cashing in at whatever the best line is on your favorite sports book. Okay. There you go. There you have it, my friends. Now, we are back in action, back in prime time. It is time to switch gears quickly. We'll spend just a little bit of time, maybe 15 minutes, half hour, wherever it kind of leads us here, to now week 11 of the NFL season. I repeat, it is week 11 of the NFL season. I don't know what the hell is going on. I don't know how we have ended up at this point. I don't know where the last 10 weeks have gone, and now all of a sudden I'm dishing out bets for the 11th week in a row. It's been an up and down roller coaster. It's been a little weird. It's been a little wild, as we all know, but I do believe I got 4 that we are absolutely getting to the pay window. And partner, you got 2?
2 for right now. Yep.
2 for right now. Of course, we might add. I think I'm going to stay pretty firm and pat with where I'm at, but I say that now, and then I get up Sunday morning and see some crazy movement and decide to do that, or maybe on the balcony bets too. Who knows? But again, I yield back, my friend. I give you the floor one more time, and if you would be so kind as to dish out your NFL Week 11 best bets for Gridiron Sunday.
All right, I appreciate you, my man. We do line up on one, so I will save that for a second. First one up for me that I am taking by myself, I am going to the Bengals at the Raiders. And I am taking the Raiders at home in the Black Hole +1 at the Death Star. Sorry, Black Hole was their old stadium. At the Death Star, I apologize.
There you go, baby.
You can still call it the Black Hole if you want, I think, right? I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's all right.
I'm taking the Raiders plus the 1. I like the extra 1-point insurance because this could be a high-scoring game here and could be a little 2-point conversion action. 31-30 either way. I don't expect that. I think the Raiders get it done pretty comfortably outright here. I think both teams, I get it, both teams haven't been playing well, but I think this Bengals team is, as opposed to the Raiders, I think the Bengals team is somewhat broken because of their defense. Their defense has been absolutely horrendous, and I think this Raiders team is going to get back on track and get their offense rolling. They've already been a pretty solid bounce-back team. They already had a different type of stretch where they lost 2 straight games, and then followed that up with 2 really, really solid 30-point offensive performances and some wins. I see you doing a little shuffling over here, but I like this Raiders offense.
Put the spotlight on you, kid.
I like this Raiders offense, again, to have some nice bounce back, much like they did a few weeks ago, and have, I don't know who they play next week, so I don't know if it's going to be the exact same trend where they have back-to-back weeks, but against this Bengals defense, I think the Raiders go over 30 points once again. I'd be interested in their team total as well.
Sure.
This Bengals defense got absolutely destroyed by the Jets offense with Mike White. It turned Mike White into a folklore hero, and he has since fallen back down to earth. And the Browns, who have been pretty shaky and actually followed that up with a dumpster fire performance last week, the Browns offense absolutely beat them to hell. I think the Raiders do that once again here on defense. I know the Raiders defense got destroyed by the Chiefs last week, but I think the Raiders get enough pressure on Joe Burrow. That's been the Bengals' Achilles heel for their offense all season long. They do not have, when they don't have the protection for Joe Burrow, it is a wrap. You can call that one. And I think that's what we're going to see here again tonight. I think this is a little bit of an overreaction. The Raiders being underdogs to what we saw in primetime on Sunday night, that ass beating they took to the Kansas City Chiefs. I think the Raiders get this one down outright by a touchdown. If not more, it could be another beatdown for this Bengals defense. But nonetheless, give me the Raiders plus the 1 to take care of business at home.
I agree with you. I wanted to let you have this one. I was kind of jumping all the way in the boat, and then I was like, I won't add it to my card. I'll just back you. So technically kind of adding it to my card, but not my official card. So, yeah, I love it. I think one weird thing, I talked about it actually yesterday, if there's any team that generates pressure, it's going to be the Las Vegas Raiders. They might not blitz at a very high rate, but they generate pressure, and if it's one team that they are just absolutely overjoyed to be playing, it's the terrible offensive line of the Cincinnati Bengals. Joe Burrow gets blown up left, right, and center every game. So I'm on board with your partner, Las Vegas, plus 1 this weekend. If you could be so kind as to dish out the second one there, my friend.
I will absolutely do that. I'm just laughing because whenever you switch us around, you turn like you're still talking to me on the other hand.
Fuck! I forget.
I love it.
Damn.
So we are lining up on this one, partner. Now, correct me if you haven't heard this before, but man, boy, oh boy, are the Chiefs back or are they?
Oh,
back,
they're so back, dude.
Jeez,
they are so back, dude.
They're gonna run the table, right?
Yes.
Not so fast. At least against the spread. I would not even shock me if they got this one done outright. But I don't think they're going to cover the spread. The Cowboys plus 2.5 is our next best bet of the weekend.
Yes, sir.
That Raiders team, obviously the performance last week that the Chiefs put out looked fantastic, and their defense has looked solid the last 2 weeks. 2 weeks ago against the Packers, I'm not drawing too much from what the Chiefs did defensively against Jordan Love. They found the perfect recipe of just blitzing the hell out of a rookie quarterback. And for whatever reason, Matt LaFleur and that offense didn't realize how to turn things around and change things until late in the fourth quarter. It obviously pissed me off as a Packers fan, but nonetheless, I'm not buying into this Chiefs defense quite yet. I think this Cowboys offense has gotten themselves back on track like we saw last week. They had the 2-week stretch, one without Dak, one with Dak, and then the game with Dak where they looked horrible. They're back on track. They got it done last week. They looked fantastic. I think they keep the train rolling once again, and this Chiefs defense gets back to looking like the complete liability that they have been. I think the Chiefs offense is going to continue to improve, not be as bad as they had been, but that Raiders defense, for whatever reason, they got away from the defensive scheme that every other team had been running all season long against the Chiefs and done it with success. I don't know why the Raiders didn't follow the same type of script. I think the Cowboys are going to do that. I think they're going to do it fairly well. I do think it's going to be a tight game and it's going to be pretty high scoring. But I think this Cowboys offense against the Chiefs defense is the biggest mismatch in this game. And I think that's what gets it done. Like I said, I think the Cowboys get this done outright. Wouldn't shock me if we saw another situation where, you get a 2.5 plus 2.5 cover, but not a straight up win. So I'm actually going to stay away from the money line on this one. Because again, I think this is going to be high scoring, going to be a lot of potential late game 2-point conversion type stuffs. And one way or another, we see a 30-31 type game. Like I said, if you're putting a gun to my head, I think the Cowboys get it done outright. But give me those 2.5 and what I think is going to be a high scoring game, partner.
I agree with you, man. I think this is going to be back and forth, and I was actually going to cap it off because you pretty much said everything I could have possibly said. I don't think they're back because of that win against the Packers, against the Giants. They barely won 20-17 at home, and then against Tennessee. In Tennessee, 27-3 loss. That you don't ever like to see that, and I don't think that they are back at all, my friends. I think it was kind of a product of this line is a product of how last week's game went, and I think you need to throw it all the way out the window. I don't think for 1 second you need to think that Kansas City is back and back the -2.5. But I think, too, Dallas could lose this right at 2 points, just like you, partner. But they'll win this game because of how high-powered their offense is. Their defense takes advantage of mistakes, just goofy little mistakes, and I think that they can force Patty Mahomes into one of those or one of the running backs into one of those. But offensively, the Cowboys are just going to shred this Kansas City defense. They're 26th in total yards allowed, 23rd versus the pass, 18th versus the rush, and 20th in points per game allowed. Dak and the boys are going to have a field day, and you're out of your mind if you don't think they're going to, regardless of if this is an Arrowhead or not. Don't believe me, believe the trends. Dallas 5-0 ATS last 5 as a dog, 4-1 ATS last 5 as a road dog, 6-1 ATS last 7 following an ATS win. In Kansas City, 0-5 ATS at home in 2021, 0-5 ATS last 5 following an ATS win, and Kansas City 1-10 ATS last 11 home games and 0-5 ATS last 5 as a home favorite. No way am I backing Kansas City -2.5. They can't cover a bet if you call them a blanket. Give us, me and him, the Dallas Cowboys +2.5. Mr. Magnuson, RMags, Riley, my friend, anything else you need to dish out, deliver, lay down in regards to your NFL best bets of the weekend?
Not really. I do hope for our sake from the national media that the Cowboys actually lose by 1 or 2 points, because if the Cowboys win this, on Monday morning, the national
it's over.
Pants explosion over the Cowboys, I don't think we'll be able to bear it. So I really do hope that we get a outright loss, but a cover in this one. So knock on wood that I'm not.
Because then if that happens, then the Chiefs are really back, and then we can probably get some more favorable lines again. They'd be like, oh, we were on the right side. That was just a bullshit. That was bullshit. But no, it was actually probably really the right side. Yep. So even better on that one. So there you go. There you have it. RMags Week 11 NFL Best Bets. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you and your picks as always. Let's keep this proverbial podcast train steaming down the tracks with my NFL Week 11 Best Bets. All right. Well, I already told you about the Cowboys, so we ain't got to waste any time there. Now, don't call me crazy on this first one, because I really think you're going to be quoting me come Monday morning, or maybe even Sunday afternoon. I'm going to the matchup between the Houston Texans and the Tennessee Titans, the AFC South matchup, and the Titans are going to run away with this one, my friend. Oh, hell no, they're not. I'm taking the Houston Texans plus 10.5 or 10. I'm fine with it there. I've put this one closer to a touchdown. It might even get wild and finish with a field goal. You don't believe me, my friends? Believe a couple of key things. Houston's coming off a bye. You're going to have way more healthy of a Tyrod covers on this show, my friends. I think he was really forced into that Miami game, and I just don't think that was the true version of Tyrod. This team has actually had time on the bye now to heal up in general. They were dealing with a shitload of injuries, and now on both sides of the ball, they are healed up. Another thing that's sticking out to me is Tennessee's rushing attack is not the same. I really wish everybody would stop saying that, because it is not the same without Derrick Henry. It doesn't matter. They've accumulated 135 yards of total rushing. 135 total rushing yards. That would have been perfect. I don't know why I tried to correct myself there. Either way, it hasn't been good, my friends, is what I'm trying to tell you. I look back, and Deontay Foreman led last week with 30 yards, and he led the week before with 29 yards. That was against New Orleans and the Rams. Obviously, Houston is not either one of those defenses, but if they're going to zone in anywhere and they're going to hang their hats on anything, it's going to be against that. Now, if they can stop that, then they force Ryan Tannehill to try and beat them, and that is where they really, really, really hang their hats this year. If the Houston team can do anything, it's stop a pass from time to time. They're 18th in the league. They're kind of right around the middle of the ballpark, so they're not anything fucking crazy. I like them to be able to keep this game a little bit close once the front seven shuts down that rushing attack that is just not the same without Derrick Henry. But you don't believe me, my friends. Believe the trends. Tennessee, 13-18-1 ATS as a favorite under head coach Vrabel. Why am I spacing on his first name? Mike Vrabel, right?
Yep. Yeah.
Okay. I don't know. I don't know why.
Sorry.
Mike just didn't.
I was looking at something else anyway, so I didn't
No,
even hear you.
it's cool. I said Vrabel, head coach Vrabel. Either way, I didn't want to say Mike. I don't know why that didn't sound right. Tennessee, 7-10-1 ATS as home favorites under Vrabel as head coach, and they are 3-2 ATS at home this year. Oh, that's a great trend. They're 3-2. They're going to keep improving. No, the two losses, they were favorites, my friends. Do not back them as favorites at home. They are not good under Vrabel. You don't believe me? They're 1-4 ATS last 5 Week 11 games, almost in this exact spot. Houston, 8-3 ATS last 11 after scoring less than 15 points in the previous game. 5-2 ATS last 7 following an ATS loss, and 14-6 ATS the last 20 meetings with the Tennessee Titans. I didn't stutter. 14-6 ATS, and away dogs this year, my friends. 56-34-1 ATS. Because home favorites are incredibly inflated. Do not buy into the 10.5. Give me Tyrod covers in all 10.5 points. I put this closer to 5.5 at maximum.
Partner, I might be crazy enough to back you. One thing that I love that's going to get you going even further.
Uh-oh.
Are you aware of who the Tennessee Titans play next week?
I did not look that far ahead.
Well, we've got ourselves a good old-fashioned classic trap game right here against these Houston Texans, because the Tennessee Titans travel to the red-hot New England Patriots in a massive seeding implications, or maybe not seeding, but I mean, I guess if the Patriots win that game, they're going to be steaming down the tracks even harder. So
I love that.
Bit of a look-ahead spot.
I love that. I'm not typically a spot guy, but hey, I think that's definitely worth noting in that spot, my friend. So there you go. First best bet of the day, Houston Texans plus 10.5. Second best bet for this weekend's NFL action. I'm going to the game between the San Francisco 49ers and the Jacksonville Jaguars. Duval! That's damn right. I'm taking the Jacksonville Jaguars plus 6.5, my friends. This line stinks to high hell, and there's no way I'm not backing the Jaguars at home. It is a short turnaround week for the 49ers. I just told you I'm not a spot guy, but man, oh man, this feels like a spot where they let you down. They're traveling to hot, humid Florida down to Jacksonville, Duval County, and I think after playing that huge emotional victorious win against LA, that they are in for a big letdown spot here against JAX. You don't believe me? I think there's a couple other things that you need to take note of. If Shanahan cannot get the run going, his offense don't get going. Because then you got to depend all on old Paisan Jimmy Garoppolo. And it just does not work out most of the time when you have to do that. Now, why do I think that that is going to be a key thing? Because if this Jacksonville team hangs their hat on anything defensively, it's stopping the damn rush. Did you know they're 11th in the NFL against the rush on defense this year? That's right, the Jacksonville Jaguars, 11th in the NFL against the rush. I think they are going to shut down this 49ers rushing attack that has been a carousel of disgustingness all year long. I don't think they are going to get going at all, and then I think you see the offense sputter. They had somewhat of a similar attack, or a plan rather, against the Buffalo Bills, and we saw that in 9-6. I'm not saying they get the outright win. I'm just saying that I think they keep this well within 6.5 points, only a field goal in my mind. I think injuries are going to loom large as well. 49ers a little bit banged up, but they do have some guys coming back. You'd be like, oh, geez, they got Dre Greenlaw coming back. Oh, they got this. Oh, man. I think we're going to see some rust. I don't know that we're going to see all the defensive cohesion that everybody's expecting right off the jump from some of these guys. They've been out 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 weeks, and at this point in time, the games are at full 150% swing. So I think we see a little bit of rust and a lack of cohesion from the 49ers defense. Call me crazy now. Feel free to quote me on that later. Last but not least, I brought the trends. Jacksonville, 4-2 ATS last 6. San Francisco, 2-4 ATS last 6. San Francisco, 11-23-1 ATS as a favorite under Kyle Shanahan. That is right, 11-23-1 ATS. 2-5 ATS last 7 on grass. 1-4 ATS last 5 following an ATS win. They're 1-5 ATS last 6 Sunday games. Wouldn't you know that? That's the one day of the week football's played on besides Monday and Thursday, and they ain't good on it. And then Jacksonville, 5-1 ATS last 6 November games, and 4-1 ATS last 5 versus a team with a losing record. That's right, the 49ers got a losing record. Give me the damn Jags down in Duval. Plus 6.5 for my second best bet of the day.
Partner, I love it. I really don't know if I have the balls. I really don't
know.
know.
Come on, sack up.
I'm hyped.
You got the Yones. You got the Yones. Come on.
I might.
Come on.
So one thing that I do like and that I think you're going to like as well, Elijah Mitchell, one guy that I really like for the Niners, is very questionable. He had finger surgery on Tuesday, and they're still out. Even despite him being a rookie, we had deserved him to at least go up until game time. He just had surgery on Tuesday. Why are we even talking about this? And I have to imagine he's going to be sitting out. I am not a big fan of Jeff Wilson Jr. If he's in, that's when the run offense really struggles. And man, oh man, this Jags defense has been scrapping the last couple of weeks, dude. I like it. I really do. It's just
Smash it.
Okay.
Don't question it. Smash it.
All right. I'm
love
smashing.
it. Absolutely love it. No question about it. It's a sharp side right now, too. I think all the public's going to be buying in to their opponents, my friend. I think the 49ers are way too overvalued. But, hey, call me crazy now. Feel free to quote me later. Third best bet.
Sorry to cut you up. My phone just popped up. It's like, are you sure you want to bet on the Jaguars? Just fucking with you.
Oh, you're such a jackass. Arizona Okay, third best bet. Fuck you. Third best bet. Arizona Cardinals versus the Seattle Seahawks. We're going home for the 12th man. Go Hawks. Taking the Seattle Seahawks plus 2.5. This one's a 5-star play for me, my friends. This is a setup line and a half if I've ever seen one. Main thing that's coming down to it, and if you're a fan of the TTL pod, you heard us talking about it yesterday in RMags Sidebar. I'm pretty much betting on this because I believe Kyler Murray's going to be out. And why do I say that, and can I really say that with him being a game-time decision? Well, look at it from this perspective. They got a bye next week, and then it gets really into the thick of it after that in week 13, 14, 15, 16, and then holy shit, we got 18 weeks now. Why would you even risk your all-star quarterback in that spot and maybe have a chance for him to get hurt even further, and then you lose him for maybe even potentially the entire season? They've been really coy about it all week. They've been, oh, yeah, I'm trending in the right direction. Kingsbury doing his shit. I don't think he's playing. Maybe D-Hop comes back, maybe, but then again, why do you want to risk wide receiver 1 when you can just go into the bye? The Rams lost. You guys started out hot as shit. You're fine. You can literally, Colt McCoy can throw another. I'm a big fan of Colts. Any Colt out there, I'm a huge fan of. But you know that you can just toss him out there and okay, what the hell if he loses? What the hell if he doesn't? Either way, it doesn't matter. That's what I'm betting on in this spot. But there are a couple other key things. I think points are going to be at a premium here. Crazy to see the total at 47.5 between these two teams. I think that's because Seattle is going to shut them down defensively. We saw what Seattle did last week to your boy Mags. Rhodes struggled there for a little while. I know he had the time off with the old Uncle Rona, dealt with some other bullshit, but they looked really, really good. I think the fourth quarter.
A little stingy.
Yeah, I think the fourth quarter just got out of hand, and maybe if that was in front of the 12th man, that would have potentially swung in the favor of the Seahawks. Didn't happen. I think it happens this week. I know it's the exact same spread. Wouldn't you know it? It's dropping down to 2 on some books as well, my friend. So I think that's going to be really key here. And then last but not least, the weather. It's going to be a little bit more chilly than Arizona's been playing in. It's about 40 degrees at game time. Might have a little bit of rain coming in. No snow, nothing crazy yet, but definitely a lot more chillier than the Cardinals have been used to, and I think that's a little shock to the old system for them. But you don't believe me, believe the trends, my friends. Arizona is 8-2 straight up. I don't know why the hell. Oh, yes, I apologize. They're 8-2 straight up, and Seattle's 3-6 straight up. I wanted to use this as a closing point. I totally forgot to mention this before I get into the trends. There is very, very still potential for Seattle to make a playoff run. So 3-6 straight up, you're like, oh, they're dead. Well, think about it with the 18th week, and if Arizona, they only got to lose 4 more. They got a thick schedule. They lose 4 more, they finish exactly the same, 11-6, as the Seattle Seahawks. And Seattle could win out. If they win this game outright, then they got Washington, San Francisco, Houston, Los Angeles Rams, Chicago, Detroit, and Arizona again. They could potentially win out and still be in a playoff spot. So I think this is where it starts, right here and right now. And then this is where I was going to segue into. If you don't believe me, believe the trends. Arizona 1-5-1 ATS last 7 November games, 0-5-1 ATS last 6 Week 11 games. They're also 7-10 ATS as a favorite under Cliff Kingsbury, and Seattle 44-31-3 ATS as a puppy dog under Pete Carroll, 15-9 ATS as a home puppy dog under Pete Carroll. They're 14-6 ATS their last 20 as a dog overall, 3-1-1 ATS last 5 Week 11 games, and following an ATS loss, they are 17-8-2 ATS in their last 27, following one of them there against the spread losses. I think this is a setup line and a half. I think Kyler ends up being out, and I'm trending in the direction that D-Hop is out again. Why risk it with a bye week coming up? Third best bet of the day, and actually final now, because we already told you about the Cowboys plus 2.5. Seattle Seahawks plus 2.5.
You got me over the edge, my man. I
Let's
am locking
go.
in all these bad boys, man.
Let's go.
One thing. Okay, so a couple things. As far as that weather, it's going to be frigid for the Cardinals. It's going to feel like paradise for the Seahawks after being in snowy Lambeau Field last
the
month.
frozen tundra of Lambeau Field.
But not to mention, I mean, I'm not disagreeing with you. I think it's certainly possible that the Seahawks can go on a run. I think their sights. I mean, the 6th and 7th seed in the NFC right now, making the playoffs. The Saints 5-4, Carolina Panthers 5-5. Only team that's basically dead is the Detroit Lions. Everybody else is kind of alive for those last 2 spots, dude. And I didn't realize this. I'm usually that guy that looks, this team's about to make a run. Look at all these weak games I got. That's usually me. I haven't done that too much. I'm glad you turned me on to the Seahawks.
It's the ski squawks, dude.
I think they might go on a nice little run and maybe be one of those last 2 teams. I don't know. It's going to be a dog, especially with the way the Falcons are dropping off. It's going to be a dogfight for those last 2 spots. So this might be the spot where they start to turn it on. I don't know, man.
Well, I think so too, my friends. So I'm glad you're on board with me. I hope you guys are too. And I hope you're ready to recap this weekend's Week 11 Sunday NFL Sunday best bets of the weekend, because, my friends, they are about to be live in prime time on your screen. So rip out your sports books for the second time here today and get ready to hammer them in live from Duval. The pool out
dude.
in
From
the
pool.
end zone from Poolval. What you mean?
Poolval.
Fuck you mean, baby? We in Poolval.
Yeah,
If you would so. If we
you
would so.
gotta emphasize the L on the pool.
The
I don't want to sound pool ball.
The pool ball. If you would be the pool ball, if you would be so kind to turn your attention to the left side of your screen for RMags best bets of the weekend. 2 NFL picks coming at you. He's taking the Las Vegas Raiders against the Cincinnati Bengals +1. Likes the backing. You get crazy enough, go ahead, sprinkle the money line, but he ain't throwing it. He is lining up with me. I'm lining up with him. Dallas Cowboys +2.5 for his second best bet. Don't have to mention that for mine on the right side of your screen. So how about my other 3? I got the Houston Texans +10.5. Way too many damn points in a division game. The Jacksonville Jaguars +6.5. Welcoming in the 49ers to Duval to whoop their ass. Good teams win. Great teams cover. I think they might potentially do both in a huge letdown spot for the 49ers. And my last one of the weekend, Seattle Seahawks at home +2.5 against the Arizona Cardinals. My friends, not that I need to say it anymore, not that I need to rehash it again, because you guys know what to do. But in case somebody came in to the show that has no idea, I kindly ask you to lock them in, hammer them home, sprinkle a little bit of dough down, whatever you need to say. Just make sure you get this weekend's Week 11 NFL Best Bets prime for ticket cashing in it, whatever the current best line is on your favorite sports book. Damn, jump on in, boys. The water's fine.
Oh, baby.
Look at
I
that.
had one I was going to send where it was literally underwater, but the picture didn't translate well, and it was going to look a little goofy, but I love this one even better.
I fucking love it, dude. That is absolutely electric. When I saw you send that, I was just like, no way, dude. That is so awesome. All right, there we go. There you have it. All of our picks for today, our special play, NFL Week 11, everything recapped for you. No money line dice roll today because it just takes way too much time out of it. We are 19 minutes, almost 20 past the top of the hour here, my friends. Thank you all so much for hanging out, dishing us some comments. If you guys got any comments left, anything else, always as a reminder, drop them down. We will be more than happy to answer them here. We got... we'll go a little bit, 10, 15 minutes, maybe. Hey, we always say that, 10, 15 minutes. The next thing you know, you better hammer in the damn over. Typically, over's getting the juice right around minus 170, and I would tell you the under's probably right around plus 250. So you better strap in for the second half of the show, my friends. If you thought we were crazy before now, well, I hate to break it to you. It's about to get even crazier. With RMags Sidebar, let's talk some lean, some banter, a little bit of TTL announcements, maybe one or two here or there. Kicking things off, partner, anything burning on the brain, melting on the heart, festering on the soul, you have been dying to get out to the kind folks that joined us on episode number 167 of the TTL pod on this absolutely gorgeous Friday of Bets, also known as November 19th, 2021.
I'll keep it quick, my man. We'll get on to some other things. Gun to your head. I know you're the mid-major king. So this, and I know you're obviously tapped into everything else, but way too early. I'm sure our thoughts are going to change after a week, after 2 weeks, after a month or two. Gun to your head, college basketball. Who's your pick to come out on top in, early April?
Bloody hell.
Tough pick.
I'm shaking in my boots.
I got the gun to your head, though.
I'm shaking in my boots, Mags. Dadgum. I was really high on the Cats, Villanova Wildcats, starting it off. They looked a little lackluster against UCLA. I do think Mick Cronin's boys are those guys, pal. I think UCLA is going to be a fucking tournament team.
I'm pulling back what I was saying about them, most definitely.
Deep tournament team again this year. Izzo's boys turning shit around. Obviously, you're going to have the Fab Vibe. I think the Fab Vibe makes another Elite Eight run. I would say they'll get some shit together. They're just not as experienced as a unit as they were last year. They fixed some of that shit, and I think we're gonna see Michigan go on a damn run. Yeah. Sleeper teams, my mid-major teams, man. I think Drexel's gonna be fucking sneaky this year. I really, really do. They keep sticking out in my mind. Another team. I'm trying to think who do you got? I might think of a couple more that I might be interested in.
I'm looking at the top 25, so it's a little easier for me because I wasn't even sure of my own pick. But I don't know, man. There's a handful of teams that look really, really damn good. The entire country is so close from like 10 on down. Anybody can beat anybody. I don't know if it's top 10, top 5, top 8. There's a lot of teams that look really freaking good. Gonzaga is one of them. It's tough to ignore them. Man. I'm honestly not sleeping on Duke this year, man. The way they have come out, they've got me impressed. Obviously, they're going to be going as balls to the wall as any Coach K team has ever had, trying to win it for him in his last year. I don't know if I want to buy into that or not. Kansas looks really freaking good, too. I don't know, man. It's tough to call for me. Like I said, I'm pulling back what I said about UCLA.
Yeah.
I don't want to say Duke, but I don't know, man. I'm interested in Duke.
So I know it's really early, but another team, though, man, that is in the top 10, top 5 conversation now at this point in time is Memphis. Memphis is going to be sneaky good fucking team, dude. I mean, I know it's early, and I say that because Seton Hall's a damn good tournament team. They always turn it around, but I thought they would be able to keep it within fucking...
St. Louis, you mean?
St. Louis. Within 11.5 against Memphis. I mean, Memphis baked up pickles off of them, dude. I mean, it was insane. So I think you guys need to write down Memphis. I don't know that we're going to get them at a fucking favorable number till the damn tournament, though. It's going to be the thing.
I'm glad you mentioned that. I honestly slipped my mind because I think the reason they're not getting their respect because they're still number 12th in the country. This was like what their expectations were last year. They had an unbelievable amount. Excuse me, I can't even say unbelievable. Unbelievable amount of talent. And they just didn't come together last year like we expected them to, and now they are. And because of what they did last year, they're probably still not getting the respect. But I agree with you, man. I'm glad you brought them up because they might be they're a dark horse, and they're gonna be a tough outcome March, dude.
Most def. I'm also glad that you mentioned Duke because I mean it looks like Pablo Banchero is gonna be all right. It looks like everything. Paulo looks like everything's going to be okay in that.
We were kind of hard on him, but that was some weird headlines. Like, how are you going to throw the best player in the country? Like,
yeah, and like it was almost like
choices that I stand by what we said, but
sure, but like
still,
I stand by but everything we said about that shit. But like, I mean, come
the
on,
headlines
like,
were a little gross.
Aiding and abetting, come on, don't be an ass. Like, come on, like, okay, if this kid is facing serious shit like that, why is he back on the court dropping threes on everybody's head? Same fucking night, like, chill out, like, seriously, that's ridiculous. So. Coach K's farewell tour. I'm buying into the Blue Devils, my dude. And did you know that their like pride fight song, whatever, like you know, like how teams come on with like have pep rallies or shit, like they have one song, especially in college. Did you know it was every time
Cascada,
we kiss,
baby.
I get the feeling in it? I had no idea.
Dude.
I had no idea.
Goofy.
And like that what had to come out in like 2012, like it's not super new, but it's not super old. So it's like
I would have guessed older than that, but I could be wrong.
Really? I don't know. Maybe I have no idea, but maybe you can look that up. But at what point in time was old Krzyzewski sitting there and said, "You know what? Every time we touch,
2006
I get the feeling." Oh, so yeah, like so he's been there way longer than 2006. So at some point in time, he's sitting at his desk at 2006. Oh, Cascada pops on the radio. Krzyzewski just gets to moving in his chair, and he says, "Boys, hey, somebody come in here. I got it. I fucking got it." I mean, I'm telling you, it gets pretty fucking electric when those boys come out to it. I love it. I absolutely love it. Outside of that, Kentucky's looked a little bit lackluster. I think they're
going to be good. They obviously.
I think the boys will get turned around.
It's obviously early. You kind of saw the matchup against Duke, and Duke was clearly the better team. But I think Kentucky will be a lot better. They'll be top 25 all year, though.
Yeah, Bama's also kind of flying under the radar. They've been handling business. I think they're going to fly under the radar and be another tournament team. I think they could be.
Some of those SEC schools are going to be like they were last year, where you're not really respecting them top 10, but they could smack you in the mouth.
Yes, sir. I would think about it. All right. So outside of that, my mid-major boys, I didn't back Weber State yesterday. Loved them. Loved the movement. Didn't back them because I was just too nervous. I didn't know it was their home opener. I screwed up. Actually, it wasn't their home opener. It was a neutral site. I thought it was going to be. That's why I stayed away from it. But they absolutely cooked. I don't even remember who they ended up playing.
I don't even remember.
It was I don't even remember because I just stayed away. I was like, no, I don't. I never forget it. And they ended up just absolutely killing it. So Weber State's back on the map. I think they might be potential dark horse on some lower level teams. Still loving San Diego, man, or Santa Clara, the Broncos.
Yeah.
They're favored by 16.5 points today. Holy cow, my boys! I'm telling you, the Broncos might be the move. What are you thinking?
I mean, I tweeted it out last night. Can we talk about how good the Big East has been so far? They've obviously had a couple slip-ups in certain spots, but whether it's ATS or straight up, you got Marquette knocking off Illinois, now Ole Miss. St. John's obviously didn't end up getting the win, I don't think, against Indiana, right? But they obviously got the cover.
How did I just like fucking blank on that? Those two teams you need to take note of. This is Shaka's revenge tour. Shaka's revenge tour, dude. I'm telling you, the Golden Eagles are sick. To come down,
to segue,
12 point. They were fucking down by 12, dude.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So to segue into at least one lean, because obviously we're getting close to an hour and a half.
Yeah.
One play that we didn't talk about, Marquette once again today, even bigger dogs.
Told you the over was getting the juice, minus 175. Take the over.
We can skip a bunch of leans because that was really the one that I was interested in talking about.
Keep going. We got good vibes. Everybody needs good vibes. There's too much toxicity
100%.
and shit. We got good vibes coming today. It's fucking a beautiful Friday. Keep it moving, kid.
But Marquette, I think they're plus 5.5 last I checked. I'm trying to find it
Really?
right now. It's
Get
up
the
to
fuck out of here.
Maybe plus 5 against let's see, against West Virginia, who West Virginia looks like they might be a damn good team this year, but once again, are you trusting? I mean, it obviously is a back-to-back, but West Virginia obviously played somebody yesterday as well, smoked Elon by 20. haven't really played anybody yet, so I don't know what to make of them. And I don't know if you trust Marquette. That seems a little fishy. That's even more points than they were getting yesterday, and they handled Ole Miss outright. I'm staying away. I don't know about you.
Yeah, I don't think there's any reason you need to back that. Oh, Huggy Bear's going to have the boys rocking and rolling. And you think Huggy Bear's going to let fucking Shaka come into West Virginia and kick their fucking ass? No way. The boys will be fucking running for the next month if they come in and do that shit. So
I want to look and see if that's a neutral site or not, because some of these tournament or some of these early games have been like tournament. We're starting to get into those like Thanksgiving
the early
type
invitationals. The early invitationals and shit. I mean, I don't know, dude. Huggy Bear's got the boys 36 in adjusted defense, 55th in adjusted offense, 96th in tempo. So I think
I'm staying away. It is a neutral site game though. It's in South Carolina.
Okay, so I mean, hey, something to think about there. But yeah, Marquette's going to be sneaky good. Shaka's just killing everybody in his way. He don't give a damn. So I'm all over Marquette and the boys. And then who was the other team that I just said too? Weber. No, it's just another one that we backed last night. I can't remember who the hell. Doggone it. Either way,
I don't know.
Either way, we got plenty of college basketball stuff we're going to continue to be talking about for the foreseeable future. Now, another key reason why you tune into the TTL pod, you don't have to flick through Twitter trying to find, oh my gosh, is this guy in? Is this guy out? Oh my gosh, what am I doing? Because we got it all right here live in prime time. Every possible update that is available right now, we have it live at our fingertips. So, my friends, let me get everything rocking and rolling here. Of course, as soon as I say that, sometimes, okay, beautiful. Couple of Browns updates, my friends. Kicking gears to the NFL. Kevin Stefanski says that Baker is good to go and will start. He is still dealing with multiple injuries, though, per Scott Petrak. Per Tom Withers, Stefanski said Nick Chupacabra is good to go. So the big old bowling ball will be busting teeth this weekend. I don't know how I feel about them against the Lions. I didn't have any play there, so I'm not too certain. So probably stay away from that one.
Too many points, but I definitely don't trust the Lions.
No, I don't either. Couple of other, Donovan Peoples-Jones questionable. Outside of that, nothing major for the Browns. Dallas Goedert, good for you, got paid. He signed himself a 4-year contract extension.
Nice.
So good for that man. Outside of that,
I saw Lamar was back at practice today.
Yep, absolutely.
After whatever illness he's been dealing with.
The poo-poos, I do believe.
The boo-boos,
yeah, most likely, probably in that ballpark, somewhere in that realm.
Same
quick
team,
update. Though. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, I mean, we've talked about it already a little bit this week. Any different feelings on Bears-Ravens this Sunday? I'm still just believing that.
To set up for the Bears.
That's what I'm saying. Everyone's like, oh, the Bears are the live dog. I'm not buying
I've backed them in this exact spot time and time again. As a matter of fact, this exact season. I'm not doing it again. I'm not. This is the exact thing. Something's going on in Baltimore. Shout out Newbie Talks. Not trying to mock you or anything, but shout out my guy. I just don't think. I think that line is no reaction to freaking Lamar Jackson having a little bit of diarrhea midweek.
He's been doing that all year.
He's been doing it all fucking year. And then everybody and their dogs in Chicago, oh my gosh, the Bears are back. The Bears are back. We're welcoming in Baltimore. Watch out, everybody. The Bears are back. And I just don't think the Bears are back, my friends. I was listening to ESPN 1000. Shout out my guys Waddle and Sylvie yesterday. And one of the things that Sylvie said, I believe he's going to be at the game this weekend. He said, I don't want to see another slow start after how well we finished last game against the Steelers. We had the bye week to prepare to be ready to rock and roll for this. And unfortunately, Mr. Silverman, I think that's what we're going to see. It's classic Matt Nagy ball. It is what it is. Both of these teams start slow, so I think that's why this line is so short, because the books think that, okay, Baltimore's definitely going to win this by a touchdown, but we don't want to get killed early because it could start really, 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 really slow, and it could be 0-3 on some crazy shit in the third quarter, and the Bears are an insane price live dog because it's late in the game, and then all of a sudden you hammer them in, and then oh my gosh, the Baltimore Ravens go up 21-3, and it just all of a sudden looked like a completely different game. I'm telling you, my friends, I've watched it time and time and time and time again. I backed the 4.5. So many other spots. I don't think it happens this week, my friend. I don't.
I'm really close to hammering in the
It
Ravens,
hurts.
if I'm being honest.
I can't do it. You know, I'm not. Also, shout out newbie. I am not brave enough to join that dark side. I'm a part of a lot of other dark sides, but betting against my team, the ultimate win-win. I still can't get that to connect in my brain. So hey, shout out to you, newbie, to be able to fade the old Philadelphia Squeagles.
I have a different, and I fully respect it. Like, if you think you're going to win some money,
100%.
I can't do that. I am more so like, if I lose this, I'm already going to be pissed off that that my team lost. And what's another, obviously it's money that I'm losing also, but it's like, all right, well, I can accept this responsibility if they lose. I don't know, man. It's not for me. I don't know.
And not for me either, but hey, shout out.
Sometimes with Blackhawks, but other than that.
Other than that, that's about it. Outside of that, nothing else real major breaking. I don't think the Bears are where you need to be dropping your money. Really outside of that, looks like we're pretty well in the clear as far as any updates, anything on that ballpark. Poshmark says you all are amazing. Love when they send little things like that. So how about that?
Shout out.
Outside of that, shout out. Poshmark. That's the craziest thing, dude. I downloaded it so long ago. I hardly ever use the fucker, but they always send me like motivational shit. So there's like a little notification. So there you go. Outside of that, dude, we're 34 minutes over the top of the hour. Anything that you need to lay out? Anything we missed as far as banter, sidebar, anything in between there?
I think I'm all set, dude. I've got myself a little, from a gambling red flag perspective, a little nervous about my pack, but from what they've done all year in certain spots like these, it's easing my concerns a little bit, but we'll see.
I'm staying away. I'm staying away. No way I could get. I wanted to get in the boat when it was 2.5, and then it dropped down to 1.5, and I said, "Oh, that's too good. That's too good to be true. I couldn't do it."
I have to imagine on my own
I might, though.
power, I'll probably hammer something in, and I'll obviously have my props. But I think it's gonna be one where I don't endorse the old spread pick this week. I don't know.
I think so. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Either way, there you go. There you have it. Once again, we have joined the Chalkboard family. We have our own board on there, and you can track all of our picks. Follow them at Chalkboard HQ on Twitter. Shout out our guy, Ted, the man, the myth, the legend. You'll be seeing him on another one of our shows, Wise Words. We plan to have him on as a guest, talk a little bit about being an entrepreneur, young entrepreneur in this industry, and just in general. He's a hell of a smart son of a gun, and love talking with him, so want to bring him on to Wise Words. Speaking of Wise Words, no, we didn't have it this week. We're gonna have it next week, baby. We're recording season 2, episode number 1 on Monday, and it will drop on Wednesday, just as per usual, 12 p.m. Central Standard Time. So stay tuned for that. But another show, Cup of Joe on Campus, tomorrow morning, 8:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. Obviously telling you about all these additional updates and everything because we don't take time on that show to do so. We just dive through all of the college football slate, all of the college basketball slate, drink a cup of Joe with you, cash some tickets, talk some shit, and then get on about our Saturdays. We'll have that coming to you, 8:30 a.m. Central Standard Time, again tomorrow. Back to Chalkboard. Download the app. Come join us on our board. You can find it in our link tree as well, or also on talkingtheline.com in the Today's Best Bets tab. Basically, think tracking bets, Action Network, but with Discord involved as well. We absolutely love it. I love the concept. Been test driving it for a little while now and absolutely love the board, love the channels. I love everything those guys are doing over there, and they are so quickly, fastly moving, growing, moving, shaking. There's shit that we know about that I can't even believe that they've already delved deep into. So I can't wait to see where these guys go. I suggest you get on board now. Much like I tell you to get on the TTL rocket, get on the Chalkboard rocket because it's going to the moon, and it is an amazing app. So join us there. Still follow us on the Action app because we're gradually moving all of our stuff over to Chalkboard. So you can find me at cash_with_Colt. You can find Riley at RMags, and then all of the TTL pod daily best bets at Talking the Line. Outside of that, my friend, anything else that I missed? Talked about talkingtheline.com. Again, that's where you can find everything TTL. Outside of that, I think we just about covered everything we possibly could on this beautiful Friday of bets.
I think so, too. I think we're ready to rock.
All right, man. Well, last segment of the day then. Let's send these beautiful people on about their weekends the only way we know how, with a little extra motivation and inspiration in my Motivation Minutes. That is not my Motivation Minutes. This is my Motivation Minutes. All right, beautiful. I don't know how that got down there. That was pretty bizarre. But it's time for my Motivation Minutes. All right. Told you every Monday, every Friday, I'm dishing out a new John Wooden quote. And I think that this one might be one of the best ones yet. I don't know. He's got so many doggone good ones, and I'll keep doing this just because I've said it before. I'll say it a million times. I just think that there's not enough light on his quotes anymore, and not enough people talk about the legend that was John Wooden and still is John Wooden. Like, he will live on for centuries and years. I mean, and I just don't understand why in today's college basketball society he's kind of starting to go by the wayside. So I will be mid-major King Colt and bring him to the forefront, even though he was not the head coach of a mid-major team of the UCLA Bruins, but nonetheless, still a legend. Quote for you today. All that being said, coming from the legendary coach John Wooden, winning takes talent, repeating takes character. Winning takes talent, repeating takes character. A couple of questions to ask you in regards to that, my friends. When you reach a milestone or a goal or an objective or whatever the case might be, whenever you win, how fast are you to make sure everybody else knows about that win? Or, as the great Pat McAfee likes to say all the time, do you move in silence like a true G, like lasagna? The answer to your question probably will tell you a lot as to about where you are in your life. Because if maybe you met a goal just a little while ago and now you feel so stuck in the daily monotony that you just have no idea where to even go, maybe you just need to keep working instead of stop trying to tell everybody about every time you have a little baby win. Because at the end of the day, winning takes talent. Sure, you got to do a lot of work to get there, but that goal is not the end goal. You got to go out and win again. To repeat takes character. So the second question I ask you, when you win, do you get right back in the gym? Do you drop 45 points in a game and went 6 for 10 from the free throw stripe and you don't give a fuck about anything about those free throws? So you stay in the gym another 2, 3, 4 hours shooting free throws? And obviously that's a metaphor, but do you get right back in the gym? When you find a win, do you stop to celebrate about it, or do you just keep going? Because if you decide to just keep going, I'm telling you, those wins stack up so doggone fast it's not even funny. But if you just sit on one for the longest time and try and show everybody how beautiful your little win is, before you know it, everybody else is going to be winning around you, and you notched a couple on the wrong side of the tally. So again, my friends, winning takes talent. To repeat takes character. And when you start winning, there's always going to be someone that's trying to beat you. So if you take some time to try and tell everybody else how great you are with your win, you're going to miss the people that are zooming by you. And then before you know it, you're going to be so doggone far ahead that you're going to get stuck in their ruts. Don't allow that to happen. Get back in the gym, and let's start winning day by day by day. And remember this quote as you go about your weekend from the legendary coach John Wooden. Winning takes talent. To repeat takes character. And that does it for my Motivation Minutes of the day.
I love it, my man. I would assume, I know you love this word, and I imagine you might agree that you could substitute the word discipline for that character word as well. Yes?
Yes, sir. Big time, big time, big time, big time. And I think almost character and discipline kind of go hand in hand most times, because you can honestly tell a lot about somebody just by how well they just keep a space clean, for crying out loud. Sure. Just a little bit of discipline in that will tell you so much about who that person is, their character, because obviously we all know character is what you are when no one else is watching, right? So I like that you took it there, because it is those two generally tend to go hand in hand. So you get me down a whole nother rabbit hole on discipline here, my friend. So let's cut it off there. There you go. Officially my Motivation Minutes. Winning takes talent. To repeat takes character. And now also, per the TTL Crew, discipline. Thank you, Coach. Appreciate appreciate you as always. Mags, any late-breaking information before we close this show up for the day, my friend?
Curtis Samuel could be back for the old WFT.
Okay, well, that's awfully interesting because he's been out the whole doggone year, so would love to
That's
finally
right. He
see
hasn't
him
played a
play.
single game, right?
He hadn't played a snap, so
I got an alert earlier in the show. It was in all caps, like Curtis Samuel is practicing or something like that.
it seems like every week he's about to come back,
Yeah.
and then he just doesn't come back. So, hey, there you go. Curtis Samuel's a big piece for the WFT. Maybe they go into Carolina and give them a run for their money. I don't know. Lost the hook in the wrong direction. Here we go. Another doggone rabbit hole.
Let's get out of here.
Let's get the hell out of here. All right, my friends. That's the show. Thank you guys so much for choosing to stop by. Let's send you off the only way we know how. Ladies and gentlemen, degenerates and gamblers, far and wide, for myself and Mags. Thank you so much for choosing to stop by episode number 167 of the TTL Pod on this beautiful Friday of bets. We're going to tell you how much we appreciate every single one of you guys. From the bottom of our hearts, your support, your following, week in and week out, day in and day out. We see each and every one of you, and thank you for allowing us to chase our dreams and passions. Last but certainly not least, my friends, we hope you have a spectacular rest of your Friday, unless you have any other plans. A terrific start to your weekend filled with nothing but good vibes, love, and ticket cashing. And last but certainly not least, right here and right now, make sure you get all of today's best bets hammered in so you can say with us at the end of every single show, let's cash some tickets.